Hello, my name is Tyler Pierce. I am a public forum coach for 3P Speech. I competed at Natrona County High School for 4 years in public forum debate, congressional debate, and on the occasion, extemporaneous speaking. It was over these 4 years at Natrona County High School that I was able to not only develop my own style, but really hone in on my craft as a debater to help me not only get awards at some small local tournaments, but eventually at some slightly larger tournaments as well. It is the same experience that I've had that I want to be able to pass on to students, being able to develop your own style in a way that'll most benefit you at tournaments. So the main reason I love forensics, besides just the rush of being in a debate, which if you have ever been in around, you know exactly what I'm talking about, is the sense of community that it brings. And not just community on your own team, although that is part of it, but the entire speech and debate community as a whole. Never in any other sort of activity I've ever seen is there a group of people that are not only rooting for themselves and the people on their own team, but they're rooting for everybody around them, people they may not have even met before. Because speech and debate kids, I think, like to see each other succeed. And I can't think of another activity like that that has a group of kids that are so closely knit that they root for each other, they support each other, and you really just find your niche immediately if you like speech and debate. And it's that I love more than anything. More than the sense of accomplishment when you break at your first tournament, more than the rush of being in a debate round, more than the rush of getting that first one, is just the sense of community. When I started my freshman year, I could barely get through an entire speech without having to pause for a solid 10 seconds. And even though I wasn't a good debater and I wasn't breaking at the time, I stuck with it because of the community. And it's because of that passion that I grew through the community that I was able to finally develop my own style and really become the debater that I am today. So it's by far the sense of community that makes me love forensics more than any other activity I can think of. From the second I heard about 3P, I was honestly hooked and interested in it. The way I found out about it is just going through my Facebook wall, and I saw that one of my really good friends on the circuit had recently been coached by the former duet national champions. And I was just thinking to myself, how in the world could this happen? And after talking to him, he told me about this organization called 3P Speech, where you have some of the best, most dedicated, and most passionate coaches in the entire country looking to help you. And it was through hearing about 3P that I kind of grew this interest in them until finally, right before nationals, I decided to do some 3P consulting myself. And it was through this 3P coaching that I was able to get other opinions, other viewpoints, and a little bit of practice in before nationals. I never really had any national circuits experience. Look, I even showed it right there. Never really went to any camps or anything. So any experience I could get, any practice I could get, I was more than open to. So finally, when I did some 3P coaching, I really was able to find what people would be looking for at nationals, and I honestly do not think I would have gone as far as I did at nationals if it wasn't for 3P Speech. 3P Speech is a truly amazing organization, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of it because I really want to pass on the knowledge that I've gained over 4 years onto other people still competing, because I think that's what anybody should do to anyone who's dedicated enough to listen, dedicated enough to work, and dedicated enough to this activity. So over the course of 4 years, I've really gone back and forth between events. At one point, Congress was my main event. I did Extemp for a while. I was registered for Duo at one point, except before I even got to the tournament, I realized that wasn't for me. Public Forum is the only one that I consistently go back to, and it's because I truly believe that it is the purest debate event. It's no garbage, no extra stuff. It is just you communicating with the judge. And that's what I love so much, because you really get to see how good of a debater someone is when it's just an event based on communication, which is what I believe Public Forum is. And as a coach, I hope to help you communicate in a way that's unique to you, and it's not just a cookie cutter kind of strategy that you think you need for the national circuit. Because PF leaves it open like that. There's so many routes to go in PF that people don't realize, and that's the reason I love it, because there's so much you can do with the event, and it really is just based on how good of a debater you are. So as you already see listed on my page is a couple of my specialties. I just want to expand on that a little bit. First is going to be case writing. I think one of the most important things going into a round you need is a really flushed out, well-impacted, and pretty airtight case. If you have that from the get-go, you're basically going to be set for almost the rest of the round. That's something that I really struggled to do up until my senior year. Especially at nationals, I realized just how important that is, and I will do anything to work on that with you, whether that be looking through your case, helping you with research, doing crossfires, anything like that. My next specialty is going to be presentation and basically how you present yourself in a round. If you haven't noticed by now, there's a lot of different presentation types in debate, person to person, more aggressive, more quiet, more calm, conversational, and we really need to work on what style is going to work best for you and maximize your debate ability. That's really important, and it's really going to make you stand out at nationals if you have a unique style that really works for you. But finally, it's making the best out of your speeches, really like making your arguments efficient and filling your speech with what you need and what's going to maximize your time in the best way possible. Public forum, you have a very limited amount of time, so you really only need to include in your speech the things that are absolutely essential, and that's another thing I'm going to work with you with if you pick me as a coach. Those are a couple of my specialties and things that I've come to be a bit of an expert on over 4 years, and those are definitely the biggest things I can help you with. If you have those 3 things down, honestly, it's going to be really tough to lose a round. You'll really have to try to lose if you have all 3 of those things down. What I believe that I bring that is unique to the table that sets me apart from other coaches isn't necessarily that I'm a better debater, not necessarily that I have more experience. I don't believe that at all. I haven't been through different problems than most debaters. Just like you, I've had to work with the problems of not knowing where a case is going to go, not knowing exactly how you should do a certain speech. But the difference is I've really had to work through those problems on my own these past couple of years. I haven't really had a coach that's been that versed in public forum debate or somebody that can follow me to round after round and critique me. When I have a problem, when I see that I'm doing something wrong, that's something I've had to work through myself, not at a debate camp or anything like that. And that's what I want to help you do as well. Learn that you can work through these problems yourself, and that if you are a dedicated enough debater that is willing to listen and willing to learn, I will be able to pass on any of that knowledge I have to you and help you be truly the best debater that you can be, because ultimately that's the end goal. Not that you win nationals, not that even you break, but just being the best debater that you can possibly be. And I can teach you how to do that yourself with using 3P as an outlet, because I believe that that's the most valuable tool somebody can have, is really being able to grow on their own. That's what I've done with a little bit of help, and that's what I want to help you do as well. So I really hope you use me as a coach. I promise I will do everything in my power to help you reach whatever goal it may be, whether that goal be small or a little bit bigger. I'm going to be more than willing to work with you on that, and I can't wait to hear from you.